This week, Ahsoka, Disney's latest entry to the Star Wars franchise, premiered on Disney Plus. The question is, has Dave Filoni saved the flagging franchise, or is he continuing to push it towards failure? Actually, this week I had an opportunity to join a live watch of the episodes of Ahsoka 1 and 2. They were an hour and a half, but myself, Wookie Be Bad, and the Fractured Filter actually spent almost 4 hours kind of ranting and raving.
What?
Yes.
No,
The
no,
people that
no,
are
no,
dead.
no,
No!
no.
No!
Yes.
They're
Look
supposed
at
to
her
be
hair.
wiped
Look at her hair.
out.
Look at the mark on her forehead.
They were supposed to be wiped out.
No!
There's one in Jedi Survivor.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, we had a lot to talk about. Yeah, a lot. There's some cursing, some anger, some hurt feelings.
But I'm kind of disappointed, guys,
What?
already.
Why?
I thought we had an understanding.
Wow.
We're not cosplaying? What the fuck?
What am I doing here? What?
Where?
I'm like
What are we
ultimate
doing?
cosplaying here.
There's no, I'm very upset. I broke up my robes. What the hell?
But it was fun. Still, at the same time, I have my own thoughts, and a lot of thoughts about this latest entry into what is now the Disney Star Wars franchise. So let's talk about how this starts out. And surprisingly, actually, I was kind of surprised that it started off with a scroll. But it wasn't the normal Star Wars scroll. Did you see? It wasn't yellow in color. It wasn't going off into the horizon. It was just kind of scrolling up like some cheap ass PowerPoint presentation. And it talks about the story, of course, Grand Admiral Thrawn, the New Republic, blah, blah, blah. But literally within, 25, 30 seconds, they already screwed it up. And how do I mean by that? Well, look right here. Let's see what we got here. What does this read? Former Jedi Knight Ahsoka Tano. Former Jedi Knight Ahsoka Tano. Ahsoka Tano was never a Jedi Knight. Ahsoka Tano left the Order when she was still a Padawan. She was offered an opportunity to go back after she was falsely accused of a terrorist act, but she decided to leave. And of course, she continues to be in the Clone Wars series. She showed up again in Rebels, but Ahsoka Tano was never a Jedi. In fact, she says it herself.
I am no Jedi.
That's right. That's in Rebels. She says, I am no Jedi. So already, Dave Filoni is breaking his own canon. But I guess, this kind of sets out what's going on with the show. And honestly, I think it'd be difficult for someone who does not know anything about Rebels or the Clone Wars to know what's going on, or if they haven't even watched The Mandalorian, because they refer to this character called Morgan Elsbeth, who was in the Mandalorian episode where Ahsoka Tano showed up. She appeared to be some sort of warlord who had some knowledge about where Thrawn was. So she showed up, but Ahsoka captured her, and she's currently being transported on the New Republic ship, and that's where this picks up. So this New Republic ship encounters a shuttle, which apparently says we have they're transmitting a Jedi code, which really is strange because there shouldn't be any Jedi codes. Of course, everyone remembers what the Jedi are, but there's actually just one Jedi out there. What's that guy's name?
I am Luke Skywalker, Jedi Knight and friend to Captain Solo.
It can't be important. I mean, what did he ever do? Probably nothing. So these two people arrive in a shuttle. The captain of the ship goes down, and of course, we have this little meeting between them. And obviously, this begins the member berries.
Oh, and remember Bionic Man?
Yes, there are so many member berries in this show trying to evoke some feeling of nostalgia. So we have these people walk out of what what appears to be very analogous to an Imperial shuttle wearing dark robes. Have we ever seen that before? Yeah, that's right. There you go. Right there. Yeah. Vader and the Emperor. Oh, guess what? It does not go well. So of course the one guy who's Balin Skull, played by the late Ray Stevenson, um, basically tells him, "We are no Jedi." And then that's when stuff goes down. His apprentice whips out a lightsaber, starts slashing at people, and Balin kills the captain of the ship. And remember this. Remember this scene, how he kills him, because that comes back later. So now these two non-Jedi, I guess we can call them fallen Jedi, dark Jedi. They are not Sith. There are no Jedi and Sith in this entire show whatsoever. So now they're hacking and slashing their way through the ship. And again, we have another member berry thing. Because you see, Balin starts walking down the hallway, taking out New Republic soldiers in a scene which you probably remember from before. Yeah, go back to Rogue One. That's right. Remember that? Darth Vader walking down the hall, using force powers to throw people about. Memberberry. Yeah, I liked it. I remembered it. It was fun. That's what they're trying to do here. So he ends up freeing this Morgan Elsbeth, whatever. Morgan. Morgan says, "The Jedi who captured me seeks the map." The map? The map to Thrawn. And again, they keep calling her a Jedi. It's totally wrong. She is not a Jedi.
I am no Jedi.
This is Dave Filoni breaking his own canon. Ahsoka Tano is not a Jedi. We then find ourselves on some planet which, I gotta be honest, all these effects look awful. Look at this. This is this is Ahsoka appearing on the planet. This looks like a bad PS4 cutscene. I mean, it is very clearly in the volume. You can literally see the outline around Ahsoka with her robes. It's very distinct. The lighting's all wrong. It just doesn't work. The amazing thing to me is that 40 years ago, they did better. They did better with stop motion photography. They did better with blue screen. I don't know what's wrong with these people. Why? Yeah, save a buck. This somehow still probably costs $200 million. We then get Ahsoka basically playing Lara Croft or Indiana Jones, since she's trying to find an artifact, and she goes down into this little pit, starts oddly caressing some stones, some pillars, and figures out you have to turn them. So this is very RPG like, moving the puzzle pieces around to try to make the lock open, and that's what she does. So she gets this little pillar shows up, crumbles apart, and inside is the golden snitch. And supposedly this is the map to Thrawn. This whole plot point makes no sense to me. How is it that this golden globe, which kind of looks like a round holocron, holds the key to finding Grand Admiral Thrawn? This is supposed to be an ancient Jedi temple, right? So how did the ancient Jedi know where Grand Admiral Thrawn would be so many years later?
Doesn't make any sense, does it?
You know, also doesn't make any sense. Why is there a map to someone who's hiding? Why was there a map to Luke Skywalker if he's hiding? Why is there a map to Grand Admiral Thrawn if he's in hiding? It does not make sense. But why should we bother making sense? Let's just look at all the little member berries. Let's look at all the lightsaber fights. Let's look at all the droids and just be happy that we have Star Wars content, right? Sure, why not? Ahsoka jumps to the surface and has some battle with some droids. But the important takeaway from this whole scene is this. This looks bad. This looks really bad. Specifically, I want to focus on this one image here. What you see is all the droids approaching, and Ahsoka's standing there, and she's standing in front of the hole that she made with her lightsabers. Look how bad this looks. The hole, it literally looks like the worst cut and paste job in Microsoft Paint. It's that bad. Literally, it's like someone just took the film frame and took a Sharpie and drew a circle on it. It makes no sense. It makes no sense how they spend this much money on this type of show, and it looks like crap. Ahsoka ends up meeting up with whatever. I'm gonna just call him the Doctor because it's voiced by David Tennant,
Hello, I'm the Doctor.
and he's playing a character who used to instruct Padawans on how to construct lightsabers. So I guess he's her backup. Uh, he picks her up in a ship, and they take off with their golden snitch. Ahsoka, of course, gets a message from Harrison Dula, General Harrison Dula, of course, one of the characters from Rebels. And in this case, she's played by Mary Elizabeth Winstead, uh, Mrs. Ewan McGregor.
Hello there.
If you watch Rebels, you know who Hera is, and the portrayal. This is just. I know how she got her job because she's married to Ewan McGregor, because it certainly wasn't an audition. Her delivery is so flat, uh, so lacking any emotion. In fact, there's a lot of lack of emotion from everyone in this whole show.
What's their connection to Morgan Elsbeth?
I have known her to hire mercenaries in the past.
It's just not good. It's just not good. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if Dave Filoni, who's directing this episode, doesn't know how to get emotions out of people or what. And it's consistent throughout the entire show. Ahsoka and Hera have a chance to talk about everything that happened with the two Dark Jedi. They talk about the golden snitch that Ahsoka found and how it may lead to Thrawn, but she just can't figure out how it works. So the question is, who could I talk to about this device I found in a Jedi temple? I mean, is there anyone out there we can think of?
I am a Jedi.
Maybe the name Luke Skywalker rings a bell? Anyone? Anyone? No? Okay, that's fine. So who's Ahsoka gonna talk to? Sabine Wren. Now, if you don't remember Sabine Wren, that's fine. Maybe you didn't watch Rebels. Sabine Wren was a Mandalorian who was part of Harrison Dula's crew on the Ghost. They were a rebel cell, along with two characters who will get slight mention. Well, one gets slight mention, Ezra Bridger, and Kanan Jarrus, an actual Jedi who does not get any mention at all. We see Sabine being a rebel without a cause, I guess. There's some ceremony she's supposed to go to, but she just doesn't want to go. So she goes and just escapes out of the city on her speeder bike, just blowing through security, listen to, I guess, Star Wars punk rock. I don't even know what this music is. It makes no sense in the Star Wars universe. It literally sounds like some sort of Euro dance club shit. We then see that the two Dark Jedi, Balin and his apprentice, I think her name is Shin, are on the planet where Ahsoka stole the golden snitch from. And they're there with Morgan. And Morgan says, you need to go find this map. And they specifically say to go find Ahsoka's apprentice.
Ahsoka Tano's former apprentice is on the Thal. You're looking for Sabine Wren.
Never was there any indication in Rebels that Sabine Wren, a Mandalorian, had any Jedi powers. She was trained how to use the Darksaber, how to use her emotions, govern her emotions, control her emotions by an actual Jedi, Kanan Jarrus. But he said she had no Force ability.
I mean, I use the Force. She might not be able to fight like a Jedi, but she can learn to be proficient with the blade.
But somehow now, everyone knows that Ahsoka Tano, a non-Jedi, trained a Padawan named Sabine Wren.
That's not how it works.
1977, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
The Force is what gives the Jedi his power.
Jedi are defined by the use of the Force. That's what it is. It makes no sense that Sabine Wren, a non-Force user, non-Force sensitive, is being classified as a Padawan, a Jedi Padawan. Maybe she could be trained to use the dark saber better. Maybe she could be trained to use a lightsaber, but not the way a Jedi could. Not in the way the speed and skills of a Jedi ever could, because she doesn't have Force powers. And it's ridiculous for anyone to try to justify it in any sense of the word.
Gretchen, stop trying to make fetch happen.
Eventually, Ahsoka and Sabine meet up on Lothal. It's an interesting meeting. I almost said confrontation. In a way, I think it is a confrontation. It's supposed to be a master and apprentice who have somehow fallen off. You know, their relationship as master and apprentice is no longer there. I don't get that vibe. The vibe I get literally is like Sabine is like a jilted lover. I don't know if it's intentional or not, but literally it's like two people who were together and it didn't work out and they don't want to talk about it. It's a bad breakup. Two girls who had a bad breakup. That is what this is. There's no sense of any master apprentice relationship, in my opinion. It is literally two women who had a relationship and now they're meeting after breaking up, and it's awkward and stilted. Is it the acting? Is it because neither one of them are acting with any emotion or anything? I don't know. It's just not good. So, because Sabine is an artist, uh, she's given the golden snitch to try to decipher, and really just basically ends up being a Rubik's cube. I don't know how Ahsoka didn't figure out that you could just move the parts around. That's eventually what she does, and discovers a map. She discovers a map, and supposedly to lead to Grand Admiral Thrawn. But guess what happens at the end? Well, Balin's apprentice Shin shows up along with some droids, and a battle ensues. Yes, a very exciting battle. It's a very exciting battle. Sabine Wren breaks out a lightsaber. It's not her lightsaber. She's never constructed a lightsaber. It is Ezra Bridger's lightsaber. So now we have this confrontation. It's a lightsaber battle of sorts. You know, I admit I have no knowledge about proper fighting stances, proper fighting skills, and everything. But this just doesn't look good. This is just seems very poorly choreographed. It's a lot of posing. Many times in this battle, it's like there's openings to like kill each other, but they're too busy posing. They're battling, swiping back and forth. A lot of spinning, of course, for some reason. Sparking lightsabers. Again, I have an issue. That's not supposed to happen. And now we get the scene. For some reason, Sabine gets back down, and there's no way this could logically work. Look at this. She's literally holding the lightsaber in one hand, she's got one leg bent behind her, the other leg stretched out front, and her left arm holding her up. There's no way she can defend this. Shin's orange lightsaber is going straight through her torso. That's what she do. Chop her in half. Does that happen? No, of course not. What happens? Somehow she pushes off, does a flip around. Sure, whatever. And here it comes. Thing we've all seen. We knew it was going to happen. In the middle of the battle, Shin gets the upper hand and stabs her right through the gut. Right through the gut. Look at that. She even jiggles it around a little bit and then directly pulls it out. If you're trying to kill the person, wouldn't you just sort of swipe it to the side? It's a freaking lightsaber. Cut the person in half. Of course, we all know that Sabine Wren does not die. Oh, I'm sorry. A spoiler. Sabine Wren does not die in this episode because she, of course, shows up. We've seen the trailers. She does not die. And it makes no damn sense. And everyone knows it makes no sense. But there is precedent for someone not being killed by lightsaber to the gut. That's right, Reva. Reva got a lightsaber to the gut. She survived long enough. She somehow healed up, went off, and tried to kill Luke Skywalker. What we've seen in this episode, someone die from a lightsaber to the gut. You know who else died from a lightsaber to the gut? Based on what we've seen, apparently lightsabers directly through the torso do not kill women in the Star Wars universe. They only kill men. Now, maybe you're like, wait a minute, what about that Grand Inquisitor in Obi-Wan? True, but he wasn't human. So they only kill human men, I guess. I don't know why they do these things. It makes no sense. Lightsabers were made to be this fantastic weapon, this incredibly destructive weapon to chop basically through anything. But somehow it doesn't kill, despite the fact you just went through what appears to be her liver, pancreas, gallbladder, or maybe part of her lung.
Just a flesh wound.
Yeah, so overall, this was not an enjoyable episode to watch. It was very slow and plotting. There were some action sequences, but were also just not well choreographed. A lot of just long looks. The overly long scene of Ahsoka pretending to be Lara Croft, turning dials. It's drawn out. This episode, if you take out credits and opening, it's about 45 minutes. Which actually is a decent run for a TV show. Um, but it's not tightly done. It's not well edited. It's just like they filmed everything, left it on there to fill space and content on D plus. And it's poorly acted. None of these people are emoting in any way. It is flat, it is dull, and there's a lot of exposition. And honestly, for someone who's never seen Rebels, never seen Clone Wars, it's a tough watch. It is a tough watch. Yeah. So like I say, I did do the live watch with What Could Be Bad and the Fractured Filter. In fact, why don't you go watch that? Watch us rant and rave for 4 hours. I flail about a lot, slap my palm on my face a lot. It was rough. But it's fun just watching with some guys who appreciate original Star Wars the way I do. And we are going to continue watching throughout the season as much as possible, as long as we can hold out. So until next time, questions, comments, witticisms down below. Smash the like button, click the subscribe button, hit the notification button, hit a share button. I'll see you all later.